Hi everyone, my name is Nimisha Agrawal and you're listening in to Let's Associate. Today we're going to be speaking to Harshal Pathak, who is currently coaching the Thailand women's cricket team. Hi Harshal, thank you for joining us.
Hello.
So Harshal, for everyone who's watching today, could you introduce yourself and walk us through your cricketing journey?
Myself Harshal Pathak, born and brought up in the city of Pune in Maharashtra. Started off my cricket pretty late because the school which I went to, St. Vincent's, it didn't have any cricket. So basically, I played state hockey as a junior, and then I took up cricket with like any other kids in India, like playing in the streets and in the colonies, playing those rubber ball matches. And as the interest grew, I actually took up to some summer vacation coaching, and that's how I got interested into the game. Post that, I started some kind of serious cricket when I went to the junior college, and then I played for the invitation leagues, which is the premier division for the under 19s and senior cricket in Maharashtra. So from there they select the. But I played only till the age of 21 because I had an injury to the right eye while playing, so that cut short my batting career, I would say. Till then, I was performing pretty much well. But as I captained some of the matches and all, my coach, Surendra Bhave, and we also had David Trist, who was the New Zealand national team coach then for the test team.
All right.
They encouraged me that I should get into coaching, but I was just like 22, 23. So I was not too keen, like, I'm too young. So then I got back and started playing after the injury also to my eye. But at a point, I realized that, at first class cricket, I won't be able to make a career as a first class cricketer because of the injury. But then I trusted my coaches. I had an aptitude for coaching. Then I started coaching as an assistant coach at the Cadence Cricket Academy in Pune, which is one of the finest academies in the country and has produced tremendous players over there. So I was fortunate to be assistant coach, and I was there for assisting Mr. Surendra Bhave for quite a while. Once he became the national selector for India, I took up the role of the head coach. Along with that, I did my BCCI level 1, level 2 exams, then did a lot of NCA and ZCA camps in various various duties for that. Post that, I've been fortunate to work with a lot of international players also. I've happened to be fortunate to work with someone like Harshad Khadiwale and Rohit Motwani, who played for India A and under 19 India also. Also, I was very happy that I was a part of someone like Izan Sayyed and Yatin Mangwani, who played for India under 19 with the boys. So mostly my experience has been with men's cricket, right from under 14s to Ranji Trophy. I was the Ranji Trophy assistant coach for Maharashtra in the year 2014, where Maharashtra went to the finals after 21 years. So mostly with men's cricket, but then later, I had the privilege to work with Harmanpreet Kaur, our Indian team captain. I was a personal batting coach for almost 2.5 years, and quite a few other first-class players who also represented India. So that way, it's been an exciting journey in terms of coaching. So I've been fortunate to be a part of quite a few successes and learned quite a few things from which I wasn't very successful. So that's in a nutshell.
Right, that's very interesting. And I mean, now you're coaching the Thailand women's team. So could you talk to us about that big transition you made?
Yeah, it's been very exciting, and once you look back to where I am right now, and then when we started off, you can see the way the team has progressed, and it absolutely thrills me the way the girls have been playing. It all started in 2018 November when I joined. So one of my well-wishers, they recommended my name to the Cricket Association of Thailand. And I think after all the background checks, and we had a kind of an interview process and all, so they thought I was good enough to handle the team. So when I came here first time, I like to see players playing in a tournament. I've always said this in many of my interviews also, that I like to see players playing in tournaments rather than the nets or practice games or all. In a tournament, you are looking to win, and your character is revealed basically. So I got a chance to watch them playing against each other in a tournament. So where I could assess the mental aspects of the game, how they build an inning, or how they bowl in pressure situations. So I was pretty happy what I saw. I saw that they had the skill, but I also quickly figured out that we needed to work a lot on the mental aspect and the tactical aspect of the game. So, you can have all the skills in the world, but, it's not useful if you cannot perform them automatically or, in an autonomous state in under pressure. So basically that is what I started working on. And I worked on the team combinations and the nature of wickets we were going to play. The other thing which I looked into was the calendar which we had. So I had to figure out what kind of tournaments are we going to play and which place are we going to play, because as you know in cricket, the conditions are also an important factor which you look into and prepare accordingly. So basically the first major tournament we were going to play was in Thailand, where it suits us, the nature of pitches. We had a very strong spin attack and a bowling unit, and I think one of the finest fielding units that we had. So my challenge was to work on the batting aspect of it, and fortunately, me mostly being a batting coach, I'm proud. I take a lot of pride in the batting aspect. So we worked on it and we got the results. We won the Smash tournament, which was kind of a preparatory tournament for us before the Asia qualifiers. And the Asia qualifiers also, we were the champions and qualified for the global qualifiers. Then was the next challenge, because Thailand had never qualified beyond the global for the main World Cup. So and the tournament was in Scotland, where the conditions are alien. I won't even talk about the pitches, but the bone chilling cold which you face over there is you can only experience it. I cannot describe it out here. So we prepared for the moving ball. Then we prepared. We went to the extent of preparation. We worked with the spinners with wet balls, that because the ball would get wet. So we prepared that way, that the bowlers bowled with a wet ball, so they got used to it. Same with the batters. We played with artificial balls, the ball moving, and there was the more important part was the intent which we played. The intent was to attack. So that was a little new to the Thailand girls, I would say, that they were used to building a proper inning, and then here comes a coach who tells them to smash the ball from the ball one itself. So that was a little bit of a convincing which I had to do, but eventually they bought to it, and I can say they're really doing good. And we could see that in the World Cup also. In some of the innings, we showed great promise, especially against the Pakistan attack, which was, according to me, one of the finest attacks in that World Cup. Although they didn't make it through to the semis and all, but I think it was one of the finest attacks. So, keeping in mind what we want to achieve, we prepared that way. And we've been able to achieve quite a few things. Some of them are controllable, some of them are uncontrollable. So whatever we can control is our preparation, our vision, and making plans and looking to implement them. That is what we can do. The tournament part and all, with the conditions and the pandemic and all, it's non-controllable. So I'd rather not think about it too much.
Right. You spoke about how you coached the men's in India and then women, and now Thailand women's team. What are your values as a coach that helped you to transition? And were there any strategies for yourself as a coach that you had to change?
Absolutely, that's a fantastic question. Actually, see, the values of the coach, generally the core values remain the same. The core is the same. So for me, the core value is creating an environment where there is where the strong desire of the players and the team to succeed and win a tournament, or make your team win, is the most important thing. So as a coach, I like to create an environment where the player is automatically motivated intrinsically, that he wants to do well for the team. And eventually, when you're doing well for the team, you fit into the game plans, you fit into the team plans. And when you perform accordingly, your personal achievements also grow automatically, rather than going for your personal achievements and then winning the team. I have personally experienced as a player also and as a coach. Like, this is my 16th year of coaching. So 13, 14 years, I coached the men's and a few of the women cricketers. a fully women's team. This is the third year which I'm doing, third 3.5 probably. So the core value remains the same, the desire to win. You have to support them and create an environment. The second biggest thing, what I feel, is self-reliance. I can explain you this in a very practical way. I've been fortunate to work with the under 14 boys till the Ranji Trophy in the same academy, in the same. So I have always encouraged even my under 14 boys to be more self-reliant in terms of the thinking, what they need for the game. I would regularly interact with them, make them aware. That was the training which I did. And then the same under 14 players, after a few years, when they reached the under 19, under 16, 19 and seniors, I didn't have to do much. They were taking care of themselves. So, if I could easily describe you the under 14 match and under 16 games, I had to give quite a lot of inputs, very few inputs in the under 19. And with the senior team, I had to just put my feet up and just watch the game, So that is my role, that I should be able to make the players self-reliant. They take care of themselves. They change according to the situations. They know what is to be practiced. Of course, as a coach, I'm going to be there to guide them, but it's just guidance. It's not going to be too much of intervention. Hopefully, I don't have to intervene too much. But obviously, if I find something that I need to suggest, I will do it. But I would want them to come. So that is one part. And so self-reliance is one thing that I really look after. So I think that after a while, at a certain age, my role should be redundant. Actually, I shouldn't be in play, basically, only when it is needed. And of course, you have to be very honest about yourself in doing things, and you have to accept what your strengths are and what you want to work on. So honesty, self-reliance, and creating an environment to so the desire is very strong to win. That is what is my role. If you talk about your second part of the question about the comparison between the Indian setup and all, the difference is, in India, everybody plays cricket and everybody eats, drinks, and it's a religion. So it's pretty much easy over here because you are always looking at some senior player, or you are kind of drawing inspiration from them. But in Thailand, a country like Thailand, which is an associate country, so cricket is not big. The other sports are big. So it's tough to, for the girls also to see cricket. So they previously they used to watch cricket on YouTube and look to learn from there and all. So what I did was, kind of shared a lot of videos. We spoke about cricket, and it was cricket all the time. We were talking about to make them aware. The best part was when we went, the Cricket Association of Thailand, namely, I have to specifically name our CEO Kadir sir and cricket development manager Shan Kadir. They supported me a lot in my programs where we took the senior team for high performance camps back in Pune, in Pondicherry. We also played a quadrangular with the BCCI, India A, B, and Bangladesh. So, and there we competed with the first class men players used to bowl at our, the women cricketers. My Thailand team used to bowl at India under 19 guys and state under 19 guys, where they were put under the pump. Like it was, I would say it was tough love basically. So, we prepared them in a very hard way. So all these things helped us. But the difference was that the passion is the same. It's just the number of games the Indians play. It's totally different than what we play. So that is one plan which I devised, where we play a lot of competitive tournaments. So that is the difference. But the sincerity is amazing. You convince the girls what is right, and they'll keep on doing it till they succeed. That is the amazing part of our Thailand team. It's simply amazing. And the camaraderie, it's outstanding. I think everybody's aware of it, and a lot of them talk about it. So that's an absolute truth.
That's lovely to know. And any short-term or long-term goals for the team that you may have?
Well, as we all know, nobody is able to play a lot of tournaments. So our association has been very active in looking for playing tournaments and some series. So work has been going on simultaneously. The short-term, I would say, medium-term goals. The short-term goals are very specific, related to cricketing activities like the skills and all. But the medium-term goals are we are learning to dominate certain parts of the game in certain ways in batting and bowling. So that is what we are on track. The long-term goal obviously is reaching the 50 over World Cup. The qualifiers are scheduled to be, if I'm right, it's in November, somewhere around November, but we are not aware where exactly it is. ICC will come back to us with it. So that is our goal. So basically taking it step by step rather than setting too many goals, because the condition is such that you can't project too much. You have to only look at certain points where you improve. But this, I would say, this pandemic, if I have to take it as a blessing in disguise, we worked a lot on the skills and using those skills in a specific situation. So I'm sure when we get onto the field in a real cricketing tournament, I'm sure we'll do better than what we have done before.
Right. Could you take us through the domestic and national structure of the team?
Well, there is a very, obviously after the T20 World Cup, there's a lot of interest that has grown in Thailand, especially with the women's cricketers, and you see a lot of young girls taking up the game in the various provinces and all. The association actively goes into these provinces. They scout talent and they go to the school level, where Shan Kadir himself, the cricket development manager, oh goodness gracious, he travels long distances and every time on the move to scout talent. So they have a tournament structure at the under 16 level, at under 19 levels, and from there the cream, we make them into few teams, and we also have some kind of tournaments where they compete against the national players also. So you get to know who's better. Although the numbers are limited if you compare it to a country like India, but with the limited numbers which we have a pool of players which we regularly work with, and we play matches, I would say intra-squad tournaments or matches. From there, that is how the process is done.
All right. And any upcoming matches other than the ones you've already spoken about that we should be looking out for?
Well, the association is in talks with few other teams where we would like to go, but right now I cannot say anything because something concrete has to happen. But obviously the World Cup qualifier, which is supposed to happen, that is the biggest tournament we're looking at, and we're preparing for that basically.
And how's the mood for the tournament?
Oh, everybody is so excited. Like we are rearing to go on the field. And apparently the best part was in between we got to play. We enrolled the women's team into the men's Premier Division in Bangkok. So that was a great experience. So there was no age group, nothing. The guys went hard at us. We went hard at them. And it was a lovely, experience. And we played some tough cricket. So that was something which I saw. They were keen to compete hard. So I always say this, especially with associate cricket nations and the full nations, I have a little comparison that you never go into a tournament or a game to learn the game or get better at it. I think you have to compete. The competition itself will teach you lessons. You get better at it. But the moment you go in to kind of learn the game or understand it, or the intensity drops, and actually you never learn the game in the right way. So it's just an experience. But if you compete hard, automatically you get better at it. So I'll give you an example. When you're handling a high-paced bowler, you might have not practiced, but if you face him in the match itself, you kind of figure it out yourself or with the help of your partner or something, how to handle it. And that is the real learning. You've learned it on the pitch itself. So that experience or existing experience is more important. So I always encourage whenever anybody talks about learning the game, I said, don't go to learn the game, compete. It will automatically give you lessons. And I also never compare women's cricket and men's cricket. I always, the best part about our team is we never have a discussion that, okay, we are playing against the boys or we are playing against them. It's just a game. Whatever is required for that game. Okay, if the bowlers are bowling quick, I need to have this strategy or I need to do this. Oh, they're slow bowlers. So we consider them not as a gender. We consider them as the proficiency. So we talk about proficiencies. So we compete with proficiency rather than. So what happens with that is that you are never bothered about the opposition. Like, oh, these are men cricketers, these are women cricketers, and so your mind doesn't get into it. So it's a different thought process. But that's what I feel that has been one of our points of success, where you just do what the game requires. Forget about the gender part of it.
Right. That's a really good thought. Harshal, we're moving on to our next round, which is called the rapid fire round. and I'll throw some questions at you, and you have to be quick and give me the first answer that comes to your mind.
Okay, fair enough. That'll be
Are you ready?
interesting. Yeah, absolutely.
Your all-time sporting hero.
Steve,
Favorite holiday destination.
Netherlands.
Best moment on the cricket field.
Qualifying for the World Cup. The Thailand women's team qualifying for the World Cup.
Right. Favorite meal.
Chicken biryani.
Favorite movie.
That's a tough one. I would say Saving Private Ryan.
And one rule in cricket you wish you could change.
I think I would say the Mankad rule. I think something has to be done about it. There's too much of talk about it, and there's a lot of ambiguity, or just there's no rule. But I think there's too much said about that. So just solve that, basically.
Okay. Lastly, your favorite sport other than cricket.
Formula One, if you call it a sport.
Okay. That's it from my end, Harshal. Thank you so much for your time and joining us.
Thank you so much, Nimisha. It was a pleasure talking to you.
Thank you.